Hey guys, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and filmed a video, but I know there's been some people wanting to ask them for updates for my video a couple years ago that I made about symptoms after gallbladder surgery, and I just wanted to update y'all a little bit about how I've been doing since that video. Okay, so since that video, that night actually, I remember that I ended up with a really, really bad stomach virus. My mom had it and so did my son, and it lasted a little over a day, and it was horrible. We couldn't eat anything or drink anything and just kept vomiting, but that was the very start of it, so that's why I was feeling worse than usual that day. And I mean, of course I still have stomach problems, by all means. Like, I still do the belching, and I'll get the small burps as well, like where barely any air will come out, and I also get really it feels like, it's hard to explain, but it feels like I'm a balloon. So this happens a lot to me. Like, I don't have to eat or drink anything, and I feel like I'm just like a big balloon, and it hurts, you know, and I gotta lay down to get some of the air out, and even then it doesn't always work. It's like just trapped air all in my upper abdomen, and sometimes it's lower stomach as well, but it's very uncomfortable. It can last anywhere from a couple of minutes to, like, I've had to last over 24 hours before, just recently actually, and I have no idea what causes it. And doctors don't know. They tell me to avoid certain foods, which, I mean, it happens even when I don't eat, so I really don't know. And if I don't eat, I get really sick with acid problems. I take acid reducers daily, and I also take vitamin B12 and vitamin D daily as well, because some of the medicines I'm on can make me low on them, and I have been low on them, and it made me also really sick from being low, so that's no good. If you're having problems like other symptoms, I would definitely recommend getting your vitamins checked. A lot of doctors don't check for vitamin D and stuff. Sometimes you have to ask for it and make sure they check everything, as well as getting your thyroids checked as well, you know, just routine blood work screening if you're not feeling well. Let's see. Sometimes, you know, I get acidy, my throat will start burning, or my stomach will burn, or I feel nauseous, but mainly it's a lot of belching. Some days I'm fine, some days I feel pretty normal, some days not so much. I also have since seen a cardiologist a few times, because every time I stand up, my heart rate will go up pretty fast, so I have tachycardia, and both of them said that, yeah, they realized I do have tachycardia, but they didn't know why, and they said my blood work was fine, besides, you know, the few vitamin issues that I've since resolved. And they also noticed too that I'm low in potassium a lot, and they don't know why, and then sometimes I'm fine, so I'm not sure what that's about. But I started doing some research recently, and there's a thing called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It's a form of dysautonomia, which can make your heart rate fluctuate and make you feel really sick. You know, sometimes I'll be just at Walmart and things would trigger me off. I notice fluorescent lighting, I start feeling like I was going to pass out, and I get really nauseous, and I just start sweating, and I never knew why, and everybody else just thought it was anxiety, but you know, I've had anxiety as well. I know what the difference was, but that just felt like horribly sick. And it's like my symptoms set off anxiety. It's not the other way around. You know, I have anxiety and then I start feeling sick. So, I've been talking to my doctors about that as well, that I could have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is a form of dysautonomia. And they were supposed to do the tilt test, but the cardiologist never ordered it, and I stopped seeing him, so I got on some medication to help lower my blood pressure and lower my heart rate. Because with POTS, which is another term for it, POTS, it can cause your heart rate to go up when you stand, go from lying down to standing, 30 beats per minute or more, or it can make your blood pressure go up, or it can make it drop really low, so therefore a lot of people do pass out that have it, and it's not well known, so a lot of doctors don't know what it is or anything, so it's really hard to get tested for it. But I did get one to test me for the poor man's tilt test. Just means they did it manually without the tilt table. They just had me lay down, then sit up, then stand to monitor my heart rate and blood pressure. And they said that, yeah, there was definitely something going on, because my heart rate was going up quite a bit just from laying down to standing, as well as my blood pressure, but it wasn't like anything too extreme, so therefore I've never passed out from it, thankfully. And I know with some people, it's more common in women, but men can also have it. But with some of them, they can feel fine, you know, have a pretty well normal life, and some of them can't even go to school or work because they're so bad and bedridden. So that's what I think is probably going on with me, but you know, I've never got a full diagnosis, so I can't say for sure. And I also noticed that like certain foods trigger me off, and I never knew why. Like if I eat at a Mexican restaurant or something, I can't eat any of the meat anymore, and I used to be fine. And like I suddenly just feel like really, really sick after I eat it, and then you know, a while later, of course, I'll be better. But I'm pretty sure that's MSG, which is very common in meats at Mexican restaurants. And a lot of people are allergic to it, so I think that's probably what's going on with me. I can't drink lactose milk anymore, and I'm not sure what, or not lactose, yeah, lactose milk, I can't drink that anymore, and so I have to drink lactose free. And even sometimes, you know, when I do just drink lactose free, I still don't feel very well, so I'm not sure what's going on. And but like I can handle dairy, and I've been tested for celiac disease and all that, and all came back negative. So I've also been, you know, tested for other stuff as well, food allergies, and it all came back negative. So, and you know, some days I can tolerate things just fine, and then the next time I eat it I get sick. So I really don't know if it's a food trigger or what exactly causes it. I also have heard of a thing called mast cell that's common with POTS, and it's like allergic reactions. I know sometimes I'll break out like just randomly. Usually in summer is when I get the worst, and I think it's because I don't do well in the heat. I never have, and like every once in a while I'll get these rashes, you know, and I'll have to figure out what it was I was allergic to, and sometimes I can't figure it out, and doctors don't know either. But also last 2 summers I've had a real issue with dizziness, severe vertigo, and it would last over a month, and I'd be going back and forth to doctors, and I can't figure out what's wrong. All my blood tests are okay besides the low potassium, and then they fix that, and it'd be so bad I'd feel like I was getting pulled to one side, or I was going to fall over. I couldn't hardly walk, and I'd also get really nauseous, and I would belch constantly. And the doctors told me they didn't know what was wrong. What they could find was a little bit of fluid in my ear both summers, and they couldn't figure it out, so they put me on Zyrtec and Flonase, and I still suffered for over a month, you know, both summers. So I'm hoping this summer I don't do that, but I'm really worried about it because it's been happening, you know, 2 years in a row. So yeah, I'm concerned about it, but I don't know what to do. And I've also worried about having an inner ear disorder or something like that causing this severe dizziness. But I also will get like dizzy rushes, head rushes or whatever. I don't know what it's even called, but like I'll just be sitting there at work or something, and I'll suddenly just feel like really dizzy briefly, and then I'll be okay. So, but that, when I get like that, it's just constant, and it's hard for me to walk or take a bath or pretty much anything. It feels like you're getting pulled down all the time, off balance, you know. It's horrible. But yeah, I think I pretty much summed up all my symptoms that I randomly get. You know, I can break out into sweat too randomly, and then some days I'm pretty much normal. I don't blame all this on my gallbladder surgery or anything like that. Like I'm glad I got my gallbladder out, because when I had my gallbladder in, I was severely sick. I was extremely low on all my vitamins. I couldn't eat, you know, and a lot of times I'd be in a lot of pain because I'd have attacks as well, and I suffered for a couple of years over that, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was always nauseous all the time. So I am glad I got my gallbladder out. I think it did help, you know, a lot of my symptoms stomach wise, but I still have, it definitely didn't fix me. I still have a lot of issues, but I think it's most likely because I got something else going on. It could be genetics as well, because my grandpa also had a similar stomach issues as I do. So You know, I'm still not sure, but if you're having any long chronic term illnesses or anything, definitely get checked out and don't give up until you find some answers, or even do your own research, you know, like I did, because there's a lot of things doctors don't know about. You know, you might be going to the wrong doctor, and so definitely when you find something, bring it up to your doctor and, you know, show them paperwork or something where you found, or just talk to them about it. And if they don't help you, find another doctor. Don't give up. Just hang in there. Alright, so I think I pretty much summed up everything. I hope all this finds you well. And subscribe, comment, like, whatever. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.